Flash floods devastate a Texas summer camp. President Trump ramps up trade tensions with new tariffs. And a young soccer star shines as the U.S. heads to the Gold Cup final. Plus, we'll take you behind the scenes of America's newest political party and a surprising robot cowboy roaming the streets of Austin. And here's your trivia question. Why is the U.S. dollar called the dollar? I'll have the answer at the end of the show. It's Sunday, July 6th, and this is the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Hey there, and happy holiday weekend. I'm your host, Amy Hess, and welcome to this special combined edition of the Flyover Podcast. As our team spends the holiday with their families, today's audio-only episode will be a little shorter and include stories from both Saturday and Sunday. So whether you're catching this on the road or winding down from fireworks, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're enjoying this long weekend and taking a moment to appreciate the hard-fought freedom we get to celebrate. All right, let's get ready for takeoff. We start with a heartbreaking update out of Texas. At the time of our podcast recording, the death toll from the July 4th flash floods in Kerr County, Texas, has risen to at least 43 people, including 15 children, with 27 girls from Camp Mystic still unaccounted for. Among the deceased is Camp Mystic director Dick Eastland. Despite early warnings from the National Weather Service and AccuWeather, local officials said they were caught off guard by the storm's intensity. The Guadalupe River surged 26 feet in 45 minutes, devastating the historic Christian camp. Over 850 people have been rescued using helicopters, boats, and drones, despite ongoing rain. Governor Greg Abbott's disaster declaration spans 21 counties, with state and federal resources aiding recovery. To see the widespread devastation, click the link in the show notes. Turning now to major trade news, President Trump says the U.S. will send letters to foreign governments detailing new tariffs ranging from 10% to 70% to pressure trade partners into deals by a July 9th deadline. About 10 to 12 letters will go out initially, with more to follow. The rates take effect August 1st unless agreements are reached, aiming to boost U.S. goods. The announcement unsettled global markets, with Asian and European stocks declining. And in sports, Diego Luna has emerged as the breakout star of the U.S. men's national team, scoring twice in a 2-1 semifinal win over Guatemala to send the Americans to the Gold Cup final. The 21-year-old midfielder leads a young U.S. squad into a high-stakes showdown against Mexico tomorrow at NRG Stadium in Houston. The final kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, likely with a pro-Mexico crowd. With key players fatigued and Luna in top form, the U.S. hopes to upset Mexico. Watch live on Fox, Univision, or TUDN, or stream on foxsports.com or the Fox Sports app. Thanks to our sponsor, Fatty 15. If you're like me, you've spent a fortune trying to stay healthy and feel great as you age. That's why I'm excited to learn more about Fatty 15, the first essential fatty acid found in over 90 years. Dr. Stephanie Van Watson discovered it while helping aging dolphins with the U.S. Navy. C15 strengthens cells, slows aging, and supports sleep, mood, and joints. Up to 1 in 3 people may lack C15, causing fragile cells. Fatty 15's vegan, pure, patented formula outperforms omega-3s and boosts cholesterol and liver health. It comes in a gorgeous reusable glass jar with doorstep refills. Get 15% off your 90-day subscription starter kit at fatty15.com/flyover15 with code flyover15, or click the link in the show notes. Before we land today's episode, here are a few more stories you might have missed from Saturday, plus a few extra headlines worth mentioning. We start in California, where the Madre Fire has exploded to over 79,600 acres, becoming the largest wildfire in the state so far this year. Burning since Wednesday in Los Padres National Forest, the blaze is only 10% contained and has already forced evacuations as crews work to slow its spread. Shifting gears to politics, Elon Musk announced on Saturday that the, quote, American Party is officially launching. The move follows a poll of his ex-followers that showed strong support for a new political party, marking Musk's latest venture into the political arena. Over at the White House, President Trump announced plans to host a UFC championship on the White House lawn in 2026 as part of the 250th anniversary of the United States. The America 250 celebration will also include events at national parks and battlefields, a Great American State Fair tour across all 50 states, and a patriotic festival on the National Mall. To find out more about America 250, check out the link in the show notes. Speaking of big moves, President Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill Act into law on July 4th at a White House Independence Day event. The Senate passed it with Vice President Vance breaking a 50-50 tie, and the House approved it 2018 to 2014 after tough negotiations. The bill extends 27 tax cuts, boosts border wall and defense funding by $300 billion, and cuts Medicaid and nutrition programs. Supporters cheer campaign promises. Critics warn of coverage losses, especially for low-income and working-class families. And good news for the travelers making their way back from July 4th activities this weekend. Gas prices hit a 4-year low, averaging just $3.14 per gallon nationwide, offering relief to a record 72.2 million holiday travelers. In sports, over at Wimbledon, American tennis player Emma Navarro pulled off a big comeback to defeat defending champion Barbara Krejcikova. The 24-year-old now advances to the fourth round, where she'll take on 18-year-old Russian rising star Mira Andreeva. And finally, in Austin, Texas, people have been bumping into a new character on the streets, a child-sized robot named Jake. Decked out in sneakers and a cowboy hat, Jake has been spotted shaking hands, crossing busy streets, and mingling with pedestrians all over town. Jake is a G1 model from China-based Unitree Robotics, priced at over $16,000 and controlled remotely by a hidden human operator. While no one knows exactly who owns him or why he's been trained to interact with people, he's quickly becoming a local celebrity. To watch the robot in action, click out the link in the show notes. And now it's time for your poll results, where we turn the mic over to you. Yesterday, we asked, do you prefer reading your news in print or in digital? 62% said digital, 33% said print, and 5% went with other. Well, I've got to agree with the majority here. I definitely read all of my news digitally. Okay, now for today's question, do you like spicy food? Your choices are love it, a little, or not at all. For me, I love it. As a matter of fact, my cousin and I would have competitions to see who could eat more wasabi in their sushi. We called them wasabi-offs. Yes, we can be just a little competitive in my family. All right, now it's time for trivia. Earlier in the show, I asked, why is the US dollar called the dollar? The answer? The term dollar comes from the German word Taler, which was used for silver coins first minted in the early 1500s. These coins were popular across Europe because of their consistent silver content and reliability. Over time, the name evolved through different languages and eventually became dollar in English. Pretty neat how that bit of European coin history made its way right into our wallets. All right, that's going to do it for this special holiday weekend edition of The Flyover. Thanks so much for spending a little of your Sunday with me. Ayla will be back with you tomorrow to kick off your weekday ride. She's bringing her signature energy and all the big stories you need to start your week off strong. You won't want to miss it. And if you haven't signed up for our email edition, it's free and easy with all your no-spin news. Head to jointheflyover.com. Enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend. Stay safe, and as always, thanks for flying with us.